All right, guys, a little bit of what we're working on today. We've got a 1967 Camaro here. A little trivia for you. How do you know which one's a 67 Camaro? It's got a vent glass. So the 68s and 69s don't. That's something to know right there, huh? Okay, now this is a pretty cool little car. It actually belongs to Hayley Williams. So here's the thing. If you do not know who that is, we can no longer be friends. So leave now if you don't know. So Hayley is actually the singer for the band Paramore. Really cool rock band. They're actually about to go out on tour, and she's had a few little issues with her car that we're going to take care of. So one thing that's going on is she had a rust spot come up right here on the back. So basically what this is, we've got trim that runs around through here, and there is a hole in the panel where a stud goes through. Basically what I think's happened here is that hole, basically the outer edge of it was still bare. I don't think anybody coated it when they drilled it, and it just started rusting from there, and it kind of trickled its way back. So what we've done, we've stripped all that out, we've rust treated it, we've stripped the seam sealer out, we've re-seam sealed it, so we have all that going. And she also had some leaks going in the pinch weld, so we seam sealed all that, and we've got all her leaks taken care of. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to take this down to Tampa. We're going to leave in the morning. We're going to show how to do a blend on the show on Motortrend, so you have to check that out. And then when we get back, we'll have it all painted nice and good, and we'll get it back together, and you guys will see kind of a finished result. But so far, it's coming along pretty good. Now, what I'm doing right now is, it's a little bit interesting too. I'll show you how to do this. So we're basically having to create a blend. We obviously don't want to paint the whole car. This is like a 20-year-old restoration. It was done up north. It's a good driver quality car, so we're not going overboard with anything. But if we're going to have to paint here, we're going to have to paint there. We're basically getting into our deck lid because we're not really going to be able to color match this old paint just panel to panel. They'll look different. So what I'm doing right now is we've got some paint mixed up, some of our BASF 55 line, and it's actually a little bit too dark. So I've done a couple of spray out cards. They're still too dark. So what I do here, and I wouldn't really recommend this, you know, for just anybody to go dabbing paint on your car. But what I'll do is once I start mixing, I'll dab just a little bit on the car, especially right here. I know this is where I'm going to paint. We can wipe all this back off. But I'll just kind of go down the line, and what we're needing here is we're needing to lighten it up. So I'm dropping a little bit of white into our can, lightening that up, and as I go through and dab it, we can actually do this. We've got this stuff called Quick Check, so check this out. So we've got one of our spray out cards right here, and this is just in base coat. But this is a Quick Check, and what that does is simulates clear coat. So instead of having to mix up some clear waste product, it will actually evaporate and dry, but it stays wet for a long time. So we can start looking right there how close we are, and it's just a good, easy way to do it. Now, another thing, if you're one of those guys like me and you kind of dab and it's just your quicker way to do it, it's safe to go on the car too. All right, so you can see where we've dabbed them on down through there, and you know, they don't look too terrible, but check this out. Spray the Quick Check. Whoa! Chat looks bad, don't it? But you can see right there toward that last one, I'm getting really close. That's where we started. So just look at that transition all the way down, just adding a little bit of white to that to lighten it up. It's pretty cool. Just wipe that stuff back off. You can keep dabbing, you're good to go. So anyway, yeah, we're making good progress on this one. We're gonna finish up getting all this wet sanded. We're gonna get it loaded in the trailer, see if we can help Hayley out and hopefully get her back on the road. All right, so we just got Hayley and Joey's Camaro unloaded, took it down to Tampa, did a little filming with it on CarFix, so you guys can check that out on Motortrend pretty soon. So basically what we did here, we got everything ready to paint. We showed you the problem areas that we had. We got all our paint mixed up, which we also showed. We got it blended out there. We had a blow-up booth. We did it outside. It was like 110 degrees. It was not fun. So I was hot. So basically, we've got it all painted now. I still have to cut and buff the size of the quarters, add the pinstripe back. We've got a few things still to put on the car, like the bumpers, glass has to go back in it, and all the trim. And then we got the rear end fixed up for them because they had a really bad clunk in it, and we did some test driving there. So we've got a Yukon center section in there that came to us already assembled, which is what we love about the Yukon stuff. And then we've got the AMSOIL oil that we're running in it. We've still got to add a little bit of that to it, so we'll get that done, and then I think they'll be ready for the road. So hopefully in the next week or so we can hop over on this thing, get it back together, and she'll be driving.